Matthew Perry has died. TMZ reports the actor was found dead today at a Los Angeles area home of an apparent drowning in a backyard.
Hi, Fanatics. I never thought I'd be bringing you this news, but it's happened. Matthew Perry, the beloved actor who brought Chandler Bing to life on our favorite sitcom, Friends, has passed away. The 54-year-old actor was discovered lifeless in his Los Angeles home on Saturday, October 28. But in the middle of all the sorrow, people are starting to ask questions about the true cause of his tragic death. Some unsettling conspiracy theories have come to light online which cast doubt on the official account of Perry's death. These theories suggest that he may have met with foul play, raising suspicions that someone had a sinister agenda to silence or harm him. Some people have even pointed to Perry's recent revelations in his memoir, published earlier this year, as a potential motive. In his book, titled Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing, a Memoir, he candidly shared his struggles with addiction, mental health, and abusive relationships.
By the time I was 18, I was drinking every day.
It's a pattern he continues, even after landing a starring role in a show that was then called Friends Like Us.
What's more, he exposed some of the dark underbelly of Hollywood and the entertainment industry, claiming that he was subjected to blackmail, threats, and harassment by powerful individuals bent on controlling his life and career. As a result, some fans have speculated that Perry's blunt account in his book might have provoked the anger of enemies or rivals, driving them to seek revenge through his death. They've also raised doubts about the circumstances of his passing, such as the absence of witnesses, delays in reporting it, and the lack of an autopsy report. I mean, he was just playing pickleball a few hours before his death, so what really happened? Welcome to FameFanatics. Make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay in the loop with all the latest celebrity news. TMZ reports suggest that Matthew may have suffered a cardiac episode while relaxing in his jacuzzi, leading to a loss of consciousness, slipping, and ultimately drowning. According to law enforcement agencies, on the day of the tragic incident, the first responders were called to Perry's home in Los Angeles due to a reported cardiac arrest. He was last publicly spotted on Saturday, October 21st, sharing a meal with a friend at the Apple Pan on W. Pico Boulevard. He was dressed in a bluish-green t-shirt and black sweatpants, with his gray hair looking kind of disheveled. He held a drink in one hand and sported unlaced white Converse sneakers along with dark sunglasses as he made his way to his parked vehicle. His friend was at his side carrying a small bag, likely containing their leftovers and another drink. The news hit hard, given that the authorities responded to the call around 4 p.m. and found Perry unresponsive in a hot tub at his LA home, pronouncing him dead at the scene. It's important to note that while Perry had been open about his past struggles with addiction, no drugs were discovered at the scene. Furthermore, a friend who had recently spoken to him mentioned that he sounded sober and positive. The official cause of Perry's passing remains under investigation, and while it's a heart-wrenching loss, it seems that it was either a tragic accident or a natural occurrence. Just a week before he passed, he shared photos on his Instagram of himself in a pool. He said the warm water made him feel good. It's a reminder of the time right before his death, showing how life can be so unpredictable. Matt's life was a roller coaster ride. On the outside, he was the funny guy we all loved on Friends, raking in millions and dating some of the most gorgeous women in Hollywood. But deep down, he was trapped in a never-ending battle with his own demons, and it all stemmed from a damaged childhood. Back in 1986, when he packed his bags and headed to Los Angeles, he was convinced that fame would be the magic cure for all his problems. In his own words, he yearned for it like no one else on this planet. He believed that fame would fix him, that it was the only answer. And he did get his wish. He became one of the 6 central stars of the most adored sitcom in the last 3 decades. He became Chandler Bing, the quick-witted guy we all adored. The money poured in too, $1.1 million an episode, and his love life seemed like a glamorous dream. But behind the laughter and the fame, Matthew Perry's struggles only grew. In his autobiography, he traced his insecurities and comedic talents back to a childhood split between divorced parents who left him feeling abandoned. His mom was a Canadian beauty queen turned journalist who worked for the Prime Minister, and his dad was a US actor known for Old Spice ads. Most of his upbringing took place in Ottawa, Canada, where he became a latchkey kid, because of his mom's busy job, leaving him to spend a lot of time alone. He had to be funny. It was his coping mechanism. The pratfalls, the quick one-liners, that's how he survived. So while he had the world left with him, deep down, Matthew Perry's personal demons never let go, and his journey through life remained a bittersweet tale of success and struggle. Matthew's life was a whirlwind, and his journey from a troubled childhood to Hollywood stardom was anything but smooth. His humor became a shield for his mother's stressful job and a way to connect with her over dinner. Yet his dad, though a hero in his eyes, was more of a TV presence than a real one. By the age of 10, Perry started spiraling. He was misbehaving, stealing money, smoking, and even getting into fights, including one with Justin Trudeau, who would later become Canada's Prime Minister. He had his first drink at just 13, using it to shut out his feelings of abandonment. At 15, he moved to Los Angeles to live with his dad, initially aiming for a tennis career as a ranked youth player in Canada. However, the tough competition in California led him to acting, where he found his true calling. He landed roles in sitcoms like Charles in Charge and Growing Pains, and then leading roles in Sydney and Home Free. When the script for Friends Like Us, later just Friends, came his way, he saw himself in it, feeling like the character Chandler was made for him. Although he had initially committed to another show, it fell through, and Perry became the last and youngest lead actor to join Friends. It was certain it would be a hit, and he was right. Fame and fortune arrived, but his problems stayed. Making the show was no walk in the park. The pressure to make the live audience laugh was overwhelming. If the audience didn't respond as expected, he'd panic. His response to this stress was to turn to alcohol, hoping it would fix the things that fame couldn't. At one point, Jennifer Aniston confronted him about his drinking, a moment that hit him hard. His co-stars supported him, and he had a sober companion at work to help with his recovery. Despite some bumps along the way, Perry managed to stay mostly sober since 2001 with a few hiccups. When Friends ended, the cast, crew, and audience were emotional, but Perry reported feeling nothing. He couldn't tell if it was due to the opioids he was taking or if he was just emotionally numb. After Friends, Perry took on various roles in TV and film, including Aaron Sorkin's Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip and The West Wing. But despite his success on the screen, he struggled with lasting love and commitment in his personal life. His struggle with love and trust in particular was a recurring theme in his life. When Friends first began, he had a major crush on Jennifer Aniston, but those feelings eventually faded, largely due to what he perceived as her disinterest. He then dated Julia Roberts when she appeared on the show, but his insecurities constantly plagued him. He believed she would eventually leave him because he thought he was never enough, that he was broken and unlovable. So instead of facing that heartache, he ended the relationship with her so she wouldn't have the chance to. Later on, he had several other relationships throughout his life, including with Trisha, Carrie Fisher's half-sister, actresses Lizzie Kaplan and Yasmin Bleeth, and talent manager Molly Hurwitz. However, his deep-seated fear of being abandoned made it difficult for him to truly let people in. He needed love but couldn't bring himself to trust it. He felt that if he ever dropped his guard, revealed his true self, and someone noticed and left him, he couldn't bear it. Perry's addictions and health problems reached a critical point in 2018 when his colon suffered severe damage due to opiate abuse. This led to a 7-hour surgery, and he was given only a 2% chance of surviving the first night. He did pull through, but spent the next 2 weeks in a coma. He acknowledged that he had almost destroyed himself, and his substance abuse was an attempt to alleviate his pain. In his memoir, he revealed that he had spent $7 million in total on attempts to get sober, attended thousands of Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, completed 15 rehab stints, and went to therapy twice a week for 3 decades.
Your disease is just outside, just doing one-arm push-ups, just waiting for you, waiting to get you alone. Because alone, you lose.
It was a high price to pay for his deeply rooted insecurities, which even massive fame couldn't heal. Despite the personal struggles, Matthew will be remembered for wearing his flaws and natural comedic brilliance on his sleeve, making a lasting impact in the hearts of everyone. I know you love Chandler as much as I did, so you're welcome to drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video.